guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. If you haven't heard, the Sephora VIB sale has been announced. I will have all of the sale information linked in my description box down below. I know it's kind of like a weird time where like people aren't necessarily shopping as much, but I did just want to make this video like I always do in case you do plan to shop the sale and you wanted some recommendations. I have made many a VIB sale recommendation video in the past, so I'll leave some of my previous videos linked down below. Today I primarily tried to focus on products that I haven't necessarily recommended in previous videos because I don't want it to be like a repeat, and I also tried to choose products that I felt like were good for like the spring summertime. Some of the products I'm sure I've mentioned in a previous recommendation haul, or you've heard me talk about them recently or forever on my channel as a favorite, obviously why I'm recommending them. But if you are interested in seeing the products that I would recommend checking out if you are looking for recommendations for the VIB sale, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider doing so before you go. I do post videos a minimum of 4 days a week, so if that's something that interests you, then don't forget to hit the red subscribe button before moving on. And other than that, let's just get into my recommendations. Okay, I'm sure I'm gonna get really annoyed with my shirt, as I always do when I wear shirts like this. I am like loving the look that I created today. I used primarily the Natasha Denona mini retro palette, which I recently picked up, and I did mix in a little bit of the hot pink shadow I'm working on my Pan Those Shadows, and I'm like practicing my winged liner. So my wings aren't perfect, nor do they probably match, but I really do like the way that this look turned out. I'll probably go to edit and be horrified at how it looks and be like, ooh, that's embarrassing that you said you liked your look. But anyway, let's just jump right into my recommendations. Again, I tried to choose products that I haven't necessarily mentioned in previous recommendations with the exception of a few. I tried to focus on products I felt like would be good for the upcoming spring summer, and I tried to keep each category to like 2 to 3 products max that I am talking about, so we aren't here forever and ever and ever. So I'm going to talk about makeup first, and then we'll move on to skincare, pending the order that I edit my videos and what I'm able to get up first. I either will be posting my wish list video tomorrow, or that would have gone up yesterday. If it's already gone up, I will link it in case you're interested in seeing what products I'm interested in picking up during the sale and giving me your thoughts on what I should pick up or should not. So starting with the primer category, I feel like you guys know what I'm going to say. I only have one brand of primer to recommend. You guys know I just love the First Aid Beauty primers so much. I love the Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer because it smells like coconut summer dreams. But the Pores Be Gone Matte Primer is also really good. It's hydrating and pore filling at the same time, and I love both of these. I've recently also been testing out the Ulta exclusive one, the hyaluronic acid one, also so good. So I was looking through my primer category and I was like, is there anything else I could recommend? And it's just, no, these are like my holy grail primers. So definitely recommend checking out the First Aid Beauty primers. All right, so for foundation, I want to recommend the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I personally like the illuminating one because I like to have a little bit more of a glow. And this is a foundation or a CC cream that I reach for all of the time in the summer because it does have SPF 50, which is why I wanted to recommend this. This is by no means like my favorite foundation of all time, but it is my go-to in the summer. I am like about halfway done with this. I feel like I will finish this up probably like halfway through the summer. I need to repurchase this, but I will be focused on this summer, and when I finish this up, I will repurchase. I did go through the original and finish that up last summer. Again, I prefer the illuminating version. I also love the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is the new formula. I've recently been testing out the new formula, and I do like this one. I prefer the old illuminating one, but what can you do? You can't get that one anymore to my knowledge. This one is really nice though. I feel like it offers a decent amount of coverage for a tinted moisturizer, and it just looks really beautiful on the skin. Paired with the right primer, I have gotten this to last a good amount of time on my skin as well. Like I wear this to work and I have no issues. This does have SPF 30 in it, so this is like my go-to wear to work foundation. And then when I'm going to be outside, I usually wear the IT Cosmetics CC foundation, CC cream. And then also I have recently been testing out this one from Ilia Beauty. It's their Super Serum Skin Tint. This has SPF 40. Again, a lighter weight, lighter coverage skin tint type of product. I think would be really nice in the summertime. I have really liked this. This is really, really nice. The way that I like to best apply this is with my fingers. I just rub it in and then I go over it with a beauty blender or a damp sponge. This has hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and squalane in it. All three of those skincare products are like, all three of those are like 3 things that I love to have in my skincare. So I've really been enjoying this. I think it's a really, really nice product. They have a decent shade range too for a skin tint. More expensive, but I think it's really nice. I have 2 concealers that I've actually fallen in love with this year. One is a more full coverage and one is a lighter coverage. So the lighter coverage one I just talked about. No, I'm going to be talking about it in my upcoming March monthly makeup roundup, which is being posted so late. This is the Kosas concealer. Kosas, I think that's how you pronounce it. I have mine in the lightest shade 1. This is their brightening concealer. This is a really nice medium coverage concealer. I would say it's medium coverage, like you can't really build it beyond that, but it's really lightweight, very hydrating, and looks really beautiful underneath the eyes. It does brighten up the eyes, and I think this is going to be a really pretty one to pair with tinted moisturizers and things throughout the summer. Like I feel like it's a really good like no makeup type of concealer, or if you're just planning to do like a little primer and a little concealer, I think that this one is going to be really nice just because it does look very natural underneath the eyes, and I have really been enjoying it. And then I also have really been loving the Hourglass concealer. I picked this up in January and I have never fallen harder for a concealer. This one definitely does give more coverage than the Kosas one, so I like to wear this on days that I am going to work, or if I'm wearing more full coverage concealer, more full coverage foundation. This one again is very hydrating underneath the eyes, but does provide a good amount of coverage. Doesn't look cakey, it's just really beautiful. It is an expensive concealer, but I really have been enjoying this one. So definitely recommend checking these 2 concealers out if you are looking for a new concealer. For powder, the only like loose powder I really have to recommend is my favorite of all time. I haven't tried a ton of loose powders, but my go-to is always the Hourglass Vanish Translucent Setting Powder. This one is beautiful. It gives a nice healthy glow to the skin. It doesn't like fully mattify your skin and suck the life out of your skin. So I love this one all year round. I think it's really, really beautiful. And then I have recently fallen in love with the Bite Changemaker powder. And I believe this is supposed to be a powder foundation, but I really like using this as an all over like setting, like pressed setting powder. It does a really nice job of blurring the skin and making the skin just look airbrushed and perfected and flawless and beautiful and just, but it does not look heavy. It doesn't look powdery. It like literally just looks so beautiful. I never thought I would love a pressed powder as much as I have been loving this, just because in the past I haven't even liked powders at all because I just feel like they make my skin look so dry. Now this one is $38. I have been looking for a less expensive alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury whatever the Charlotte Tilbury one is, airbrush $45 one. This one's still very expensive. However, I feel like you probably get a little bit more product in this one. This one has more shade options, and this is so lightweight and so beautiful. I mean, the Charlotte Tilbury one is also very lightweight and beautiful, but I have been very, very surprisingly impressed by this Bite Beauty one. I didn't originally pick this up when I picked up the Bite Beauty Changemaker foundation because I was like, I don't need a pressed powder. But then I was like, do I? And I'm so glad that I picked this up. There are tons of new bronzers releasing. I feel like my bronzer recommendations would just be like my same recycled bronzer recommendations, but the one that I do have to recommend, especially for the spring summertime, is this one from Milk Makeup. This is the Baked Bronzing Stick. There are 2 shades. I have the lighter shade, which is Baked. This is the easiest cream bronzing product. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. The easiest cream bronzing product I have ever worked with. It just blends away so easily, not blends away, but blends in so easily. And I really like this for a cream bronzer. I'm not like the biggest cream bronzer or cream product fan, but when I am reaching for a cream bronzer, this is my go-to. I mean, this is the only cream bronzer I currently have in my collection, but this is really all I need because it's so easy to work with. The shade looks really beautiful. I feel like it gives a really nice warmth to the skin without being like Doritos on your face. That's like always the comparison I go to. A really nice product from Milk. I love Milk as a brand. I've had some hits and misses throughout their brand, but overall I just always I don't know, there's something about Milk that I really like, and I think that this is a really nice bronzing product from the brand, especially if you are looking for a nice cream product for the summer. All right, you guys, for blush, you know I love the Hourglass blush formula. These are really expensive, especially if you buy the full size, although no one can go in the store right now. So if you're ordering online, I definitely recommend... I hope that didn't crack or break. I definitely recommend the mini. This one is my favorite from Hourglass. This is Mood Exposure, and I have the little mini. Now, when I purchased these, I think they were $20, and I feel like these are like $26 for the mini now. But I have used this so many times, and I am nowhere near the end of this. So, because you can only order online right now, I definitely recommend checking out the mini blushes from Hourglass because you do not need a full size. Trust me, you just don't. But if you're interested or have been curious about the Hourglass blush formula, it's so good. One of my favorites. I forgot to grab my Buxom Seychelles blush, but just know I also recommend that. So beautiful. The Buxom Primer Infused Blush formula is so good. And then I also wanted to toss in a cream blush formula because summertime cream products. This one is from Milk. This is in the shade Work. I really like this one as well. Again, the cream products from Milk are so easy to work with. They're so easy to blend into the skin. They're like foolproof. If you are not good with cream products, I'm not good with cream products. If you're not good with cream products, these will work for you. They are so easy to work with. And this is just a really pretty rose, like almost rosewood, rosy color. Again, it's in the shade Work. Highly recommend this one from Milk. I think it is beautiful. And this is this will be another really nice one for summer with those lighter weight foundations, skin serums, tinted moisturizers, when you're just going for a nice natural makeup look, you know? Okay, for highlight, you guys know I just am a diehard Fenty Kilowatt highlighter fan. I have two of the like limited edition ones that were like the fun colors. Sorry, not trying to flip you off. And then I have two of the like core to her line. The one that works the best for me is Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. Freaking obsessed. I won't go on much more because you guys know. And then I really love this one for summer because it is, I don't know, I just love these like pink tones for highlights in summer because it gives that like sunburnt look to the skin. And I like it to look like I've been laying out in the sun when in reality I've probably been hiding from the sun inside. Just kidding, I do like to be outside, but we don't want wrinkles early, so we're not trying to get an actual sunburn here. This one is in the shade Girl Next Door and Chic Freak. There's two other ones that I am interested in. I don't think I'll pick them up during this VIB sale because I really don't need any more highlight right now. But you guys know I love the Fenty Kilowatt highlighting formula. And then I also just wanted to recommend one more like pink tone highlight that I really love in the summer, and it is Becca Rose Quartz. I just have the little mini that came in a holiday set, but I think that this is a stunning highlight, especially if you have fair skin and you're looking for that sunburnt highlight effect. This is beautiful. Wanted to recommend that. All right, you guys, for eyeshadow, I wanted to just throw it out there into the universe that if you've been thinking about the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette, it would be a good time to buy because you get the percentage off. This is a very expensive eyeshadow palette, but it's so pretty. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, so I won't drone on and on. Also, the eyeshadow palette that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the Mini Huda Retro, the Huda Mini Retro palette, I think this is really pretty. I love the color story of this. When I first put this shade on, this one in, I'm probably gonna get the shade wrong. It's either Vintage Taupe or Industrial. Probably Vintage Taupe. Yeah. Very pretty. I feel like this would be a really pretty like one shadow and you're done. And I love these two shimmers as well. This one right here is like a silvery blue. Not what I was expecting at all. And then the actual like green blue shade is also just super pretty. This is industrial. I wasn't expecting to like love this as much as I did. In fact, when I started this look today, I knew I wanted to use this palette, but I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. And I, again, love the way that this look turned out. I also really like the Natasha Denona Mini Nude. These are 2 minis from Natasha that I would recommend. I have just been loving on mini palettes lately. I feel like mini is where it's at. And then, all right, we're good, we're good. I feel like I've just been like throwing my makeup lately in my videos. You guys know I love the Huda Obsessions palettes. Huda Smoky is by far my favorite. Ooh, this can create just such a like sexy eye for the summer. Highly recommend. I've really been into the Huda Mini Nudes. I have medium and rich. Here is my, you know, medium. And then here is rich. Both very, very beautiful. And then summertime, I believe you can still get the Neon Obsessions. I really loved and had some fun with the Neon Orange last summer. This is the only neon one that I have. The formula is like a little bit different, like a little bit. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss with the Huda Obsessions. All of the originals I think are great. I will say with the nude palettes, I feel like the pigmentation isn't as pigmented off the bat. Like I feel like it takes a little bit of building up, which I was a little bit surprised about, but sometimes that's nice because sometimes I've been known to go in a little bit too heavy-handed. So I do like to have a buildable formula as well. Just wanted to point that out with this. And with this, the one thing I will say is the 3 like chunky, or the 3 like shimmers slash glitters are like chunky glitters, which I wasn't like super impressed with at first, but then when I played around with them, I really had fun with this one. So if you have been looking for like a fun palette for the summer, I really like the little mini. I'm hilarious. I feel like I have Dumbo ears. Okay, anyway. Lost my train of thought. Are we surprised? I really enjoy them. I really enjoy the Neon Obsessions from Huda if you're looking for a fun summer palette. I'm too lazy to walk over to my drawer, but if you're looking for mascara recommendations, I always recommend minis over full size. That's just me personally. I always have like a million mascaras open at a time though, so it works well for me. High-end mascara recommendations, NARS Climax, incredible. Milk Kush waterproof. I need to pick that up. Highly recommend for the summertime. Amazing. And then also Hourglass Caution, although the Hourglass Caution in the mini is a little bit hard to work with just based on like the way the wand works, but those would be my 3 mascara recommendations. And then I do, if you can still get this, this is a bit of a splurge, but I really have been enjoying this face palette from NARS. This is the Overlust face palette. I picked this up on a whim. If I could hold this up, I picked this up on a whim, but the reason that I was drawn to this is the beautiful like neutral blush shades at the bottom. I just am really drawn to like nude neutral blush shades, and I thought that these were beautiful, but the highlights in here are also really, really nice. They are more of they're similar to the ColourPop Super Shock shadows in that they're more of like a jelly or like a putty like consistency. They don't work well with an actual brush. I have to usually go in and just tap it on with my finger, but it's just such a beautiful highlight formula because on the cheeks it looks just like the most wet, glossy, natural, beautiful, lustrous. I don't even know if that's like a word that is good to describe or makes sense for description here, but just such a beautiful highlight. Like, look at that. I am putting that all over my collarbones all summer long. I am going to look like an absolute Greek goddess. What movie did I just watch? Gladiator, where they looked like Greek gods, because they may have been. No. If this is still available, I was actually really impressed by this. I feel like normally I'm not impressed by NARS face palettes, but this was really, really nice, and I feel like this just like overall makes sense for the summer. I do recommend this one. All right, moving on to skincare. Let's start with cleansers. 2 that I don't currently have in my collection, but I actually do plan to pick up at least one of these during the sale, is the Youth to the People Kale Spinach Cleanser. This is such a nice, beautiful, gentle cleanser, especially for the morning time. I love it for the morning. It just smells so crisp and clean. And it's such a nice cleanser. Highly recommend that one. And then the one that I think I will be picking up is the Tatcha Deep Cleanse. I freaking love this cleanser. I've gone through multiples. I just love that cleanser. And I need to have it back in my life. It's so good. It has like, it's like indescribable, but has this light exfoliating aspect to it, but it's also like one of the most hydrating cleansers I've ever used. I just love the cleanser and it's so good. $38, rather expensive. That's why I've been holding out for the sale, but I will definitely be picking that up. And then my new favorite, and this is like my evening time go-to cleanser, is this one from Milk Makeup. This is the Vegan Milk Cleanser. I will be picking this up in a full size as well. I picked up the mini so that I could try it out, and as you can tell, I'm almost done with this. First of all, can we just take a moment to appreciate the neon yellow packaging? I don't know what it is about neon yellow or neon in general. Put something in neon packaging and I'll somehow think I need it. But this is so nice. Very gentle, but truly like scrubs everything away. My old go-to cleanser in the evening time was the Korres Greek Yogurt Foaming Cleanser, and I thought eventually I would get back to that. And then I tried this and I was like, oh, no. This is going to be my new go-to evening time cleanser. This with a good cleansing oil, it truly takes everything off. This doesn't sting my eyes. I feel like there's a lot of cleansers out there that somehow get in my eyes and sting it. This does not. This is vegan, super gentle, but gets everything off. Usually gentle cleansers I feel like I use in the morning, so I'm like, okay, but it's not going to take all my makeup off. This does both. It's gentle and it gets everything off. So highly recommend this one from Milk. I have been trying out this Belif Aqua Bomb Hydrating Toner, and if you like toner or need it, and if you are looking for a hydrating toner, I really like this one. I also really like the one from Laneige, probably just like a little itty bitty more. The cream, I forget what it's called. I'll link it down below. It's $5 more than the Belif one. If I had to choose, I would probably go Laneige, but both are really good. This is so hydrating on the skin. Just really nice to like prep the skin for the rest of my morning serums, etc. It just adds a little bit of hydration back to the skin that sometimes gets taken away from my cleanser, and I have really been enjoying this one from Belif. Another one that I recommend, this just launched. So this is from Fresh. This is their Rose Deep Hydration Oil Infused Serum. They did send this over to me, so thank you to Octoly and Fresh for sending this my way to test out. I've had this for a couple of weeks now, and I really like this. I just shook mine up, so you won't be able to see, but when you give this time to settle, there are 2 layers to it, and you shake it up, and then I like to go in with this right after my Belif toner, and I just feel like I have the softest, most hydrated skin ever, and then I go in with my moisturizer and it's just like a dream come true. This is expensive, but if you have dry skin, I feel like this is going to be a game changer for you. I truly just have never felt my skin feel so hydrated than when I have used this in combination with the Belif toner. This does have a heavier rose scent to it, so please be leery of that. If you are sensitive to scents, or if you don't like rose scented things, this might be a skip for you. But if you have dry skin and you're looking to splurge on some skincare, I do definitely recommend this one from Fresh. A couple of less expensive skincare items that I like and recommend are 2 from The Ordinary. My favorites from them are their hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. I use this day and night every single day. I've gone through multiples of these. It's very inexpensive. If you want that extra like hyaluronic acid in your skincare, I know almost every skincare product out there right now I feel like has hyaluronic acid in it already, but I like to go in with just that extra little bit of it just to really lock in that moisture. I do recommend this one from Ordinary, and then also their niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. So good. I never felt like I had like super large pores, but they were noticeable. They were there. I could see them. When I started using this, I could seriously tell, I actually could see a visible difference. And sometimes I feel like with skincare, it's like, okay, I feel like my skin looks really good, but there aren't like those visible, noticeable differences that like I know I've seen a change. I have definitely seen a change since I introduced this one to my skincare routine. My husband has also started using this, and he didn't have it for like a couple weeks, and he asked me where it was so that he could start using it again. And my husband is like the farthest person from like taking care of his skin. So you know it's good if he's asking for it. Definitely recommend these two from The Ordinary. I think I talked about this next product. This is a vitamin C serum. I think I talked about it in my like middle category in my February makeup roundup, and the more I use this, the more I feel like I am like falling in love. I'm sorry if you can hear the annoying construction going on outside. They are continuing to rip up my street. So this is from Summer Fridays. This is their CC Me serum. I really, really like this. I think in the beginning I was overusing this, like I was going in with too much. Now I will use half a pump for like my lower half of the face and like a fourth of a pump for my forehead, and that seems to be the perfect amount. In the beginning I was getting a little bit of pilling with this, but now that I'm not using like 2 to 3 pumps, I've noticed a significant difference, and I feel like I'm currently testing a different vitamin C. I feel like my skin is missing this. This is $64, but I'm noticing how much I really, really miss this, and I feel like this is such a nice vitamin C serum. It has a very light scent to it. I feel like some vitamin C serums can have a very heavy scent to it, and I just have really been enjoying this one, or have really enjoyed it, and definitely really miss this. I am going to wait to pick up a backup of this. I also really like the Youth or Dare serum from Tarte, which is a little bit cheaper, but I foresee myself picking this up in the future when I finish this. This has just always been a go-to of mine. It's Hula Henriksen C-Rush Brightening Gel Creme. I am almost out of mine. I do already have a backup of this, but this is like my go-to morning time eye cream, and I actually have been really enjoying this one from First Aid Beauty for the evening time. I feel like I've noticed a huge difference in my under eyes since I've started to use this. This is the Retinol Eye Cream, and I have pretty much primarily been using this at night. I was skeptical in the beginning because it is a retinol eye cream. I was worried I was going to get like peeling or like just like, I don't know, something bad was going to happen underneath my eyes, but this does have hyaluronic acid in it as well, and I feel like my under eyes just look a little bit, I don't want to say tighter, but like a little bit like just more taut, if that makes sense. So really like this, and this is one that I will repurchase when I finish as well, so wanted to throw this one out there. For moisturizers, well, this is like a sleeping mask, but this one from Glow Recipe, their Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask, I love. I've gone through multiple travel size jars, and now I have the full size. I use this like 2 times a week, and my skin feels super soft in the morning, like super, super soft. And this just has a really nice light watermelon scent that I just love, especially in the summertime. And in the summertime, I do love their Pink Watermelon Pink Juice Moisturizer in the morning time, because it doesn't take a long time for this to set in, and I can pretty much immediately go on with my makeup. So if you're looking for a nice lightweight moisturizer for the summer, I do enjoy this one from Glow Recipe. I've gone through, I think, maybe a travel size of this as well, and now I have the full size, or I've gone through a full size. I've gone through some size of this in the past. And then we will wrap it up with lips. I actually didn't mention any like actual lipsticks or anything like that, but you guys know I take lip balms very seriously in my life, so I have 3 to recommend. You guys know I always love the Kopari Lip Glossy. For me, I feel like this is nourishing on the lips but can also double as a lip gloss, so I like to wear this at work because it gives me a glossy lip effect. In fact, I'm gonna toss some on now. We've been chatting so long that like we've worn away some. I'm literally using my viewfinder, so I probably am gonna end up with lip gloss all over my face. This one is in the shade Birthday Suit. I also really like clear. There's like a bright pink one, I think in Pinkini, that I think is really beautiful for the summer. It's like a sheer hot pink. I believe these are like $13. I don't think that's a bad price because I do feel like they last a pretty decent amount of time, but I definitely recommend these from Kopari. I also really enjoy the new Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask formula, even more so than I enjoyed the previous one. This is one I use at night. This is one I can get away with at night or during the day. I have mine in the in the shade Buzzed, which has like a pink champagne sort of tint. Again, this is one I feel like is really nourishing, but I can get away with it looking sort of like a lip gloss. So I do really like this one to bring to work as well. And then Fresh also sent this over with the oil serum. This is their Rose Petal Soft Lip Cream. This reminds me of the Laneige lip sleeping mask, and I've used this in the evening time as a lip sleeping mask, but also it's lightweight enough that I can use this again at work. It's not going to show up on my hand right here, but this has the lightest tint of like a pink to it, and it looks so beautiful on the lips. I am obsessed, you guys. I have had this for a couple weeks, and I feel like I've already used so much of this. I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this when I finish this. These are like by far my, I think, 3 favorite lip balms currently in my collection. Whew, was I impressed by this, surprisingly. I was like, oh, it'll probably just be like, you know, your average like lip balm, whatever. No, this is incredible. I definitely recommend this. I hope that this, I was looking for this on the website last night because I know that the oil serum just came out. I don't know that I could find this, so I'm hoping that I can find this to link this, because if you like a good lip product, this is it. All right, you guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. I feel like this is still going to be like an over 30-minute video, even though I was trying to keep it short and sweet. Leave me a comment, let me know if you're planning to pick anything up during the sale. I love hearing from you guys. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.